Speedway Classic, a thrilling baseball game in an iconic setting. Sometimes the most memorable moments in sports come not from the action on the field, but from how fans and players respond when things don't go according to plan. And that's exactly what happened during the MLB Speedway Classic, a game that was as much about perseverance and passion as it was about baseball. On Saturday night in Bristol, Tennessee, fans were treated to a spectacle unlike anything they'd ever seen. The stage was set for an unforgettable night. Tim McGraw performed a pre-game concert, military jets soared overhead during the national anthem, and legends like Chipper Jones and Johnny Bench joined NASCAR stars Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott in throwing ceremonial first pitches. The Cincinnati Reds were ready to take the field, fireworks were primed, and over 91,000 fans filled the stands, all under the lights of a venue where baseball had never been played before. But then, the rain came. And not just a sprinkle, this was a full-blown downpour that delayed the game for 2 hours and 17 minutes. Yet, here's where it gets controversial. Instead of leaving, nearly every single fan stayed. They didn't just wait, they cheered. When the grounds crew rolled back the tarp, the crowd erupted in a roar so loud, it startled everyone in the stadium. When the game finally resumed, another wave of applause shook the air. That's the part most people miss. The loyalty, the optimism, the sheer will of the fans to stick around. They had the Charlie Brown mentality. This is just a drizzle. Still, the game that finally got underway didn't last long. Mother Nature had the final say that night. But isn't that just baseball? Rain, delays, disappointment, and yet always the hope that tomorrow or the next inning will bring something better. And it did. On Sunday, the skies cleared just enough, and the show went on. The same massive crowd returned, and this time they got what they came for. A real baseball game. And not just any game. One played in a place where the sport had never been played before and likely never will be again. The atmosphere was surreal. From Eli White's 3-run homer in the second inning, which sent the pace car racing around the track in celebration, to Braves mascot Blooper rolling down the sloped racing surface in pure joy. It was a scene straight out of a dream. Picture kids scrambling for a home run ball that had bounced off the track, over the fence, and landed right in front of them. It was that kind of night. Then came the 7th inning. Jurickson Profar cracked a triple into the right field gap, and the roar from the crowd was deafening. Because let's be honest, there's nothing in baseball quite like a triple. Pure, raw excitement. Off the field, the fan experience was just as thrilling. The T-shirt cannons were so powerful they could probably launch a satellite into orbit. Everything was visible on the massive scoreboard known as Colossus, which loomed over the stadium like a digital Colossus. Every highlight made players look even larger than life, especially Elly De La Cruz, who already towered over most. And finally, someone, Braves DH Drake Baldwin, hit a fly ball right into the screen. I'd been waiting all game for that to happen. Spoiler, Colossus held up just fine. When it was all said and done, we got a nail-biting finish. In the bottom of the 9th, the Reds loaded the bases with 2 runners on and brought up De La Cruz as the potential game-winning hero. Wouldn't that have been something? But Raisel Iglesias shut the door, striking out the final 3 batters to secure a 4-2 win for the Braves. A bright spot in what's been a tough season for both teams. Still, after all that waiting, after coming so close to first pitch only to be thwarted, it felt like a relief just to watch some actual baseball. And that's what it was in the end. A real game. A good game. Played in a place so unique, so unexpected that it almost felt like fiction. But once the first pitch was thrown, the game itself took over. And it was worth every minute of the wait. So here's a question for you. In an era of climate-controlled domes and predictable schedules, is there something beautiful about the unpredictability of outdoor baseball? Rain delays and all? Or do you think fans deserve better than Mother Nature's curveballs? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. Speedway Classic 2023, Atlanta Braves vs Cincinnati Reds. The excitement surrounding the Speedway Classic was palpable, but it faced unexpected hurdles that tested the resilience of its fans. In Bristol, Tennessee, what was initially planned as a single-day event turned into a weekend saga, thanks to unpredictable weather conditions. Ultimately, the Atlanta Braves emerged victorious on Sunday afternoon, clinching a 4-2 win against the Cincinnati Reds. For many attendees, there was no option to simply look for alternatives. They had to stick around until Sunday to witness the game. Reds supporter Max Wahoff expressed his hopes for a strong turnout, saying, "I'm hoping they come back at full force, but you really never know. I know that the rain kind of messed up a lot of travel plans for people, but I hope that they come back at full force to make it another really big day for everyone." The first day of this historic matchup was not without its own set of challenges, aside from the rain. Fans reported that several concession stands ran out of food during the lengthy delay, adding to the frustrations of the day. However, some fans seized the opportunity presented by the delay to upgrade their experience. Reds fan Mario Arbino shared his story. "We stuck it out, hoping the game would start up, and it didn't. So when we came out, we stood at the exit of the infield and we asked people, 'Are you coming back?' or 'Are you coming back?' And someone finally said no. I was like, 'Can I buy your tickets?' Bought the tickets, and now we're in here with you guys." On Sunday, the home plate umpire was Will Little, a graduate of Science Hill High School, who reflected on the emotional weight of the moment during a post-game press conference. "I never saw this ever being a possibility," he remarked, highlighting the significance of being part of such a historic event in his hometown. Little's connection to the game was personal, as it brought his friend Andy Glenn to the ballpark. Glenn shared, "My reasons were personal to come back for him, but it was pretty cool to think you're breaking history tonight." Fans traveled from various corners of the country to witness the Speedway Classic, and officials reported that over 91,000 tickets were sold by the end of the game. Despite the weather-related delays and the challenges faced on Saturday night, many fans expressed their willingness to do it all over again. Arbino stated, "We were going to drive back today. We're going to come no matter what. But now, infield tickets just put the icing on the cake, made it 100 times better." On Sunday, nearly 50,000 fans filled the stands, showcasing the unwavering spirit of baseball enthusiasts. Eli White's 2 home runs propelled Braves to victory over Reds in rain-delayed Speedway Classic. Imagine the thrill of a home run echoing through a historic racetrack under the watchful eyes of thousands of fans. That's exactly what happened when Eli White stepped up to the plate for the Atlanta Braves against the Cincinnati Reds in the rain-delayed MLB Speedway Classic at Bristol Motor Speedway. White's performance was nothing short of spectacular, hitting a 3-run homer and a solo shot, securing a 4-2 victory for the Braves. But here's where it gets controversial. White's first homer of the day wasn't just any home run. It cleared the outfield wall and the track itself, hitting the safer barrier. This kind of power play is what makes baseball so exciting, but it also raises questions about the impact of the venue on the game. The historic racetrack added an extra layer of excitement, but did it also give an unfair advantage to the home team? The Braves, who had already clinched the season series with 4 wins out of the first 6 games, seemed to thrive in this unique setting. The game, originally scheduled for Saturday, was postponed due to persistent rain and resumed on Sunday. Hairston Waldrep, a right-hander from Triple-A Gwinnett, was brought in to pitch for Atlanta. He traveled about 250 miles to Bristol Motor Speedway early Sunday morning and delivered.